Red Dead Redemption 2. It's Rockstar's open-world masterpiece. You play as Arthur Morgan, navigating a dangerous gang life across massive, detailed American landscapes. Hunt, rob, duel, and explore towns, rivers, and mountains. Every choice matters. Immersive storytelling, breathtaking scenery, and realistic NPCs make it one of the most cinematic games ever. Grand Theft Auto 5 drops you into the sprawling city of Los Santos, a chaotic playground of crime, ambition, and absurdity. Play three unique protagonists, each with their own story, and experience dynamic missions, heists, and random encounters. The open world is alive with traffic, events, and secrets. From fast cars to risky shootouts, from ocean dives to mountain climbs, every corner rewards curiosity. GTA 5 is chaotic, cinematic, and endlessly replayable. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt throws you into a vast medieval fantasy world as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter navigating politics, war, and personal quests. Every village, forest, and city is packed with life, secrets, and moral dilemmas. Hunt monsters, craft gear, and forge relationships with unforgettable characters. Stunning landscapes, branching stories, and intense combat make it a gold standard in open-world RPGs. Elden Ring revolutionizes open-world action RPGs. Explore a massive, dark fantasy world crafted with secrets, dungeons, and towering castles. Combat is brutal but rewarding, with swords, magic, and stealth. Every encounter challenges you, while exploration uncovers hidden lore, treasure, and tough bosses. The lands between are filled with beauty, danger, and mystery. Non-linear quests, stunning visuals, and deep world-building make Elden Ring a landmark in modern gaming. Ghost of Tsushima immerses you in feudal Japan as Jin Sakai, a samurai fighting to save Tsushima Island from Mongol invaders. Explore lush landscapes, climb mountains, traverse forests, and ride windswept plains. Engage in cinematic sword combat, stealth attacks, and duels. Choices affect your honor and story. Stunning visuals, dynamic weather, and cultural authenticity make every moment cinematic. Freedom, exploration, and deep storytelling make Ghost of Tsushima a must-play open-world adventure. Skyrim Special Edition lets you roam the province of Skyrim as the Dragonborn, destined to defeat dragons and shape the world's fate. Explore mountains, forests, cities, dungeons, and caves at your own pace. Join guilds, master spells, craft weapons, and develop skills. NPCs have schedules, dialogue, and stories. Every choice feels meaningful. Skyrim's immersive open world, combined with mods and endless exploration, keeps players discovering new secrets even years after release. Cyberpunk 2077 drops players into Night City, a neon-soaked dystopia filled with crime, corruption, and high-tech chaos. Play as V, choosing your own cyber-enhanced path through missions, heists, and street wars. The open world is alive with NPCs, side quests, and narrative choices that affect relationships and endings. Explore rooftops, neon alleys, and underground zones while upgrading tech and combat skills. Despite its rocky launch, the world of Cyberpunk 2077 remains vast, vibrant, and compelling. Horizon Forbidden West expands Aloy's journey across post-apocalyptic America filled with towering robotic creatures. Explore lush forests, deserts, underwater ruins, and snow-capped mountains in a massive open world. Engage in tactical combat using bows, traps, and gadgets to exploit machines' weaknesses. Side quests reveal lost civilizations, mysteries, and personal stories. The world feels alive with wildlife, dynamic weather, and detailed ecosystems. Horizon Forbidden West blends stunning visuals, exploration freedom, and emotional storytelling seamlessly. Horizon Zero Dawn drops you into a post-apocalyptic world where nature has reclaimed the land and robotic creatures roam freely. Play as Aloy, a skilled hunter and archer, uncovering mysteries of the past while surviving mechanical predators. Explore forests, deserts, and ruins at your own pace. Combat mixes strategy, skill, and gadgets, rewarding clever thinking. With breathtaking landscapes, engaging story, and a living ecosystem, Horizon Zero Dawn offers an unforgettable open-world adventure. Swing through New York City as Peter Parker and Marvel's Spider-Man. The open world is alive with bustling streets, skyscrapers, and dynamic events. Combat is acrobatic and fluid, combining a web-slinging, gadgets, and environmental attacks. Side missions, crime fights, and collectibles fill the city with endless activity. Story-driven, cinematic, and emotionally engaging, the game balances superhero fantasy with grounded human drama. Every rooftop, alley, and subway feels packed with life and adventure. Miles Morales takes the Spider-Man legacy to Harlem and beyond. The open world is vibrant, detailed, and filled with dynamic events, collectibles, and missions. Miles brings new powers, electric venom blasts, stealth attacks, and enhanced agility that transform combat and traversal. Story-wise, it's personal, highlighting growth, responsibility, and family. Swinging through snow-dusted streets or neon-lit skyscrapers, players feel a true superhero experience. Fast, fluid, and emotional, it's an unforgettable open-world adventure. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain offers unprecedented freedom in an open-world military sandbox. Play as Venom Sneak, navigating Afghanistan and Africa in a detailed, living world. Missions can be approached in countless ways: stealth, distraction, or full assault. Build your base, manage soldiers, and customize loadouts while encountering dynamic events. The world feels alive, from patrolling guards to wildlife interactions. With cinematic storytelling, tense stealth gameplay, and massive environments, Phantom Pain is a milestone in open-world design. Assassin's Creed Odyssey throws you into ancient Greece during the Peloponnesian War. Play as Alexios or Cassandra, exploring a massive, vibrant world filled with cities, islands, mountains, and ruins. Naval battles, epic quests, and branching dialogue let you shape your journey. Combat combines swords, bows, and abilities, while side missions reward exploration and strategy. Every city, village, and dungeon is alive. Odyssey blends rich history, mythology, and freedom, creating one of the most engaging open-world experiences ever. Step into ancient Egypt in Assassin's Creed Origins. Play as Bayek, a Medjay protector navigating the sands, cities, and temples of a vast living world. Combat is fluid, with weapons, stealth, and new RPG mechanics. Explore deserts, pyramids, and the Nile while uncovering secrets, myths, and political intrigue. Side quests and dynamic events make the world feel alive. Origins isn't just a prequel, it's a rebirth for the series, blending history, exploration, and epic storytelling. Death Stranding is unlike any open-world game you've played. You traverse a post-apocalyptic America as Sam Porter Bridges, delivering supplies across a haunting, desolate landscape. Terrain, weather, and supernatural entities constantly challenge traversal. The world feels alive with environmental storytelling and player-created structures shared online. Story-driven, emotional, and cinematic, every journey is tense and rewarding. It's about connection, survival, and leaving your mark on a lonely world that feels both vast and intimate. Batman Arkham Knight plunges you into Gotham City like never before. Drive the Batmobile, glide across skyscrapers, and fight criminals in a dynamic, open city alive with chaos. Combat is smooth and brutal, blending gadgets, stealth, and free-flow attacks. Side missions, riddles, and iconic villains make Gotham feel lived in. The city reacts to your actions, and the story's tension keeps you hooked.
Arkham Knight is an open-world superhero playground packed with style and cinematic flair. No Man's Sky is a universe-sized open world with infinite possibilities. Explore planets, each with unique ecosystems, wildlife, and terrain. Build bases, craft ships, trade, and survive extreme environments. Multiplayer procedural events and massive space exploration let you carve your own story. The world evolves constantly, with updates adding missions, multiplayer hubs, and narrative content. From alien landscapes to deep space travel, No Man's Sky is a truly limitless sandbox for curious explorers. Days Gone drops you into a post-apocalyptic Oregon overrun by freakers, swarming zombie-like creatures. Play as Deacon St. John, a drifter and biker navigating forests, towns, and highways. Open-world survival, crafting, and dynamic weather affect combat and travel. Hunt, scavenge, and strategize against hordes while uncovering Deacon's story of loss, loyalty, and resilience. The world feels alive. Random encounters, human factions, and wildlife create unpredictability. Days Gone is tension, freedom, and emotional storytelling rolled into one. Fallout 4 immerses you in the post-nuclear wasteland of Boston and the Commonwealth. Explore open-world ruins, towns, and vast wilderness as the sole survivor. Scavenge resources, craft weapons, and build settlements while engaging in dynamic combat and branching quests. Choices affect factions, alliances, and endings. Vaults hide secrets, mutants roam, and storylines unfold organically. Fallout 4 combines exploration, survival, and RPG depth, giving players complete freedom to shape a world reborn from devastation. Kingdom Come Deliverance throws you into 15th century Bohemia, a historically realistic medieval world. Play as Henry, a blacksmith's son navigating war, politics, and revenge. Combat is tactical, skill-based, and punishingly realistic. Open-world exploration includes forests, villages, towns, and castles filled with dynamic NPCs. Side quests reward attention to detail, while choices affect reputation and story outcomes. With realistic mechanics, immersive storytelling, and a living world, Kingdom Come delivers a deep, historical open-world RPG experience. Step into the Viking era in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Play as Ivor, leading raids, building settlements, and exploring a vast living England. Combat is visceral with axes, bows, and dual weapons. Engage in political intrigue, epic battles, and exploration of forests, mountains, and rivers. Side quests, hidden treasures, and legendary myths fill the world. Valhalla combines open-world freedom with deep narrative choice, making every raid, alliance, and discovery feel meaningful in a beautifully crafted Viking era. Far Cry 5 drops you into Hope County, Montana under the control of a dangerous cult. Explore a massive open world filled with forests, rivers, towns, and mountains. Fight cultists using guns, vehicles, and wildlife. Side missions, hunting, and dynamic events create a living environment. Allies can assist in combat or story progression. Far Cry 5 blends chaotic freedom, high-stakes action, and environmental storytelling to deliver a tense and engaging open-world shooter experience. Far Cry 6 drops you into the fictional Caribbean island of Yara, a tropical paradise under dictatorship. Play as Danny Rojas, a guerrilla fighter challenging Anton Castillo's regime. The open world is vast, jungles, cities, rivers, and beaches, all teeming with wildlife, enemies, and secrets. Use guns, vehicles, and makeshift weapons creatively. Side missions, hidden camps, and dynamic events make the world alive. Far Cry 6 blends explosive action, freedom, and political storytelling seamlessly. Watch Dogs 2 throws you into a vibrant, open-world San Francisco as Marcus Holloway, a skilled hacker fighting corrupt corporations. Explore city streets, rooftops, and underground tunnels while using hacking, gadgets, and stealth to manipulate the environment.
Side missions, collectibles, and dynamic events populate the city, giving endless opportunities for creativity. Driving, parkour, and combat feel fluid. Watch Dogs 2 mixes humor, social commentary, and freedom, delivering one of the most interactive open world experiences.
Dying Light immerses you in Haran, a city overrun by zombies and chaos. Play as Kyle Crane, navigating a sprawling urban open world using parkour, weapons, and stealth. Daytime exploration is tense but manageable. Nights bring terrifying hordes that demand strategy and skill. Side missions, safe zones, and dynamic events create a living environment. Combat blends melee and ranged action with free-flow movement. Dying Light is survival, agility, and horror rolled into one.
Dying Light 2 Stay Human expands the open world into a massive post-apocalyptic city, full of vertical exploration, factions, and moral choices. Play as Aiden Caldwell, using parkour, crafting, and combat to survive infected hordes and human threats. Day-night cycles drastically change gameplay, making nights terrifying. Choices shape the city and its factions, creating a living, reactive world. Dying Light 2 combines intense action, freedom, and narrative depth into a truly immersive open-world experience. Middle-earth Shadow of War plunges you into Mordor with an open world alive with orcs, fortresses, and dynamic battles. Play as Talion, bonded with the Wraith Celebrimbor, building armies and challenging Sauron's forces. The Nemesis system makes enemies remember encounters, evolving personalities and rivalries. Explore mountains, plains, and cities while conquering fortresses. Side quests, collectibles, and lore deepen the experience. Shadow of War blends strategy, action, and exploration in a massive, living, open world. Mafia Definitive Edition remakes the classic open-world crime saga with modern visuals and gameplay. Step into 1930s Lost Heaven as Tommy Angelo, navigating a life of crime, loyalty, and betrayal. Drive classic cars, complete story missions, and explore a city alive with citizens, traffic, and events. Narrative-driven, cinematic, and immersive, it combines thrilling heists, car chases, and story choices. Mafia DE delivers a timeless gangster tale in a beautifully crafted open world. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition takes you back to the 1940s and 50s, following Vito Scaletta as he climbs the ranks of the Mafia in Empire Bay. Explore a detailed open world filled with vintage cars, bustling streets, and noir-inspired neighborhoods. Story-driven missions, heists, and side activities combined with cinematic cutscenes to immerse you in the life of crime. Every choice, chase, and shootout feels meaningful in this classic gangster tale reborn. Mafia 3 Definitive Edition drops you into 1968 New Bordeaux, a reimagined New Orleans filled with culture, tension, and crime. Play as Lincoln Clay, seeking revenge against the Italian mafia while building your own criminal empire. Open-world exploration spans neighborhoods, swamps, and industrial districts. Engage in strategic combat, vehicle chases, and story-driven missions. The city reacts to your actions, while dynamic side quests and collectibles enrich the world. Mafia 3 delivers a dark, cinematic gangster experience. Just Cause 3 unleashes chaos on the Mediterranean island of Medici. Play as Rico Rodriguez, a one-man wrecking crew with grappling hooks, wingsuits, and explosive gadgets. Explore mountains, cities, and seas in a massive open world designed for destruction and freedom. Missions, side quests, and environmental opportunities encourage creativity. Fly, drive, or grapple across the landscape while causing mayhem. Just Cause 3 is pure explosive sandbox fun with endless freedom and chaos. Just Cause 4 takes open-world chaos to the next level in Solis, a massive South American-inspired environment. Rico Rodriguez returns with upgraded grappling, wingsuit, and parachute mechanics, plus dynamic weather effects like tornadoes to alter gameplay. Mountains, deserts, cities, and coasts are all open for destruction. Missions, collectibles, and hidden secrets keep the world engaging. Whether flying through storms, hijacking vehicles, or blowing up bases, Just Cause 4 delivers adrenaline-fueled open-world freedom and cinematic chaos. Infamous Second Son immerses you in a neon-lit open-world Seattle as Delson Rowe, a superpowered conduit. Explore the city freely, using agility and powers like smoke, neon, and video to traverse buildings and fight enemies. Choices influence morality, shaping both abilities and narrative. Side missions, collectibles, and random encounters make the city feel alive. Second Son combines high-speed traversal, explosive combat, and a morally charged story to deliver a thrilling superhero open-world adventure. Monster Hunter World drops players into a living, breathing ecosystem, teeming with massive creatures, forests, deserts, and frozen landscapes. Hunt, track, and battle monsters using swords, bows, and traps while gathering resources to craft new gear. Open-world zones feel alive with dynamic weather, wildlife, and interactive environments. Multiplayer allows for coordinated hunts, while exploration rewards observation and strategy. Monster Hunter World blends challenging combat, discovery, and progression into a vast, immersive action RPG open world. Monster Hunter Rise expands the franchise with vertical exploration and mobility in a vibrant, open-world-inspired setting. Hunt massive monsters, solo or in co-op, using wire bug mechanics, climbing, and aerial attacks to outmaneuver foes. Villages, forests, mountains, and valleys are alive with wildlife, secrets, and resources for crafting powerful gear. Side quests and dynamic encounters reward curiosity and skill. Monster Hunter Rise delivers a fast-paced, strategic, and thrilling open-world monster hunting experience for veterans and newcomers alike. Hogwarts Legacy immerses you in the 1800s wizarding world like never before. Play as a student exploring Hogwarts, the Forbidden Forest, and Hogsmeade in a massive open world. Learn spells, brew potions, and tame magical creatures while uncovering hidden secrets and dangerous threats. Side quests, collectibles, and branching choices shape your journey. Combat blends magic, strategy, and exploration. Hogwarts Legacy gives players freedom, adventure, and a cinematic magical experience where the world reacts to every choice you make. Fallout 76 drops players into a massive, post-apocalyptic West Virginia. Explore forests, mountains, and abandoned towns filled with mutated creatures, hostile factions, and hidden secrets. Build bases, craft gear, and team up with other players, or go solo in survival mode. Dynamic events, quests, and exploration keep the world alive. Fallout 76 blends the franchise's classic RPG elements with multiplayer freedom, creating a living, reactive wasteland where every choice impacts your survival. Ghost Recon Wildlands is a tactical, open-world shooter set in Bolivia. Play as a member of an elite special forces team taking down a dangerous cartel. The world is massive, from mountains and forests to deserts and villages, all fully explorable. Approach missions with stealth, strategy, or full assault. Dynamic weather, NPCs, and side activities make the environment feel alive. Wildlands blends military realism, tactical freedom, and open-world exploration for an intense action experience. Ghost Recon Breakpoint throws players onto Aroa, a remote island filled with dangerous terrain, hostile mercenaries, and wildlife. Play as Nomad, using stealth, firearms, drones, and survival tactics to complete missions. The open world encourages exploration, looting, and base infiltration, with dynamic weather and day-night cycles affecting strategy. Side missions, collectibles, and emergent gameplay make the island feel alive.
Breakpoint combines military tactics, survival mechanics, and freedom in a cinematic open-world shooter sandbox. Subnautica drops players into an alien ocean world, blending survival, exploration, and discovery. Explore underwater biomes, from coral reefs to deep trenches, while managing oxygen, resources, and crafting vehicles and bases. The open world is alive with alien wildlife, hidden caves, and environmental storytelling. Every dive brings risk, danger, and wonder, from predators to stunning vistas. Subnautica combines tension, freedom, and curiosity, creating a uniquely immersive and cinematic underwater open-world adventure experience. The Elder Scrolls Online immerses you in the massive open world of Tamriel alongside thousands of players. Explore diverse regions from snowy Skyrim to tropical Somerset, each filled with quests, dungeons, and lore. Craft weapons, armor, and potions, join guilds, and battle monsters and rival factions. Choices, exploration, and multiplayer events create a living, reactive world. ESO combines RPG depth, freedom, and a constantly evolving story, delivering a rich, sprawling open-world MMO experience. Rage 2 drops players into a chaotic, post-apocalyptic open world full of deserts, canyons, and ruined cities. Play as Walker, a badass ranger armed with guns, explosives, and over-the-top superpowers. Combat is fast, fluid, and endlessly explosive, with vehicular battles, mutant enemies, and open-world mayhem. Side missions, secrets, and collectibles encourage exploration. With its vibrant visuals, insane action, and freedom to wreak havoc, Rage 2 delivers one of the most chaotic and fun open-world shooters ever. The Crew 2 is an open-world racing playground across a scaled-down United States. Drive cars, pilot planes, or ride boats across cities, mountains, and rivers. Freestyle exploration, challenges, and races fill the world with activity. Customize vehicles and tackle events solo or with friends in multiplayer. Dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and diverse terrain make each journey unique. The Crew 2 combines racing freedom, exploration, and massive environments for players craving a true open-world driving experience. Riders Republic is an extreme sports open-world playground across massive national parks. Ski, snowboard, bike, wingsuit, and more through mountains, valleys, and rivers. Multiplayer creates chaotic, high-energy races and tricks with up to 50 players. Explore hidden trails, complete challenges, and master different sports with freedom and creativity. Dynamic weather and terrain affect gameplay, adding depth and realism. Riders Republic delivers a vibrant, adrenaline-fueled open world for sports enthusiasts and thrill seekers alike. Ark Survival Evolved throws players into a prehistoric open world filled with dinosaurs, wildlife, and dangerous terrain. Tame, ride, and breed creatures while gathering resources, building shelters, and crafting weapons. Dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and hazards keep survival tense. Multiplayer allows for cooperative hunting or PvP combat. Exploration rewards curiosity with hidden caves, treasures, and lore. Ark combines survival, strategy, and open-world freedom, letting players carve their own story in a dangerous, living world. Valheim drops players into a Norse-inspired open world filled with forests, mountains, rivers, and mystical biomes. Play solo or with friends as a Viking tasked with defeating ancient bosses. Gather resources, craft weapons, build shelters, and sail across oceans. Dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and wildlife create a living world. Exploration rewards curiosity with hidden dungeons, treasures, and secrets. Valheim blends survival, strategy, and epic fantasy adventure into a stunning, immersive open-world sandbox. Biomutant immerses players in a post-apocalyptic, open-world wasteland inhabited by anthropomorphic creatures. Explore forests, ruins, and villages while mastering martial arts, weapons, and mutant abilities. Choices affect the world, factions, and endings. Side missions, collectibles, and crafting enrich the experience. Combat is fast, fluid, and dynamic, blending melee, ranged, and special abilities. Biomutant combines vibrant visuals, quirky characters, and open-world freedom into a unique, story-driven, action-packed adventure. Immortals Phoenix Rising takes players to a vibrant open world inspired by Greek mythology. Play as Phoenix, a hero on a quest to save the gods, exploring mountains, temples, and forests teeming with mythical creatures. Combat blends weapons, magic, and flight in fast-paced battles. Side quests, puzzles, and hidden treasures reward exploration. With colorful visuals, humor, and freedom to explore, Phoenix Rising delivers a fun, mythological, open-world adventure filled with epic moments. Outward is an open-world survival RPG where danger lurks everywhere. Play as a traveler in a medieval fantasy world, exploring forests, deserts, mountains, and cities while managing health, hunger, and fatigue. Combat is tactical and unforgiving with swords, magic, and ranged weapons. Quests, factions, and choices shape the world. Multiplayer lets you explore cooperatively. Outward blends survival, strategy, and freedom in an immersive, living open world where every decision matters. Elex throws players into a post-apocalyptic sci-fi fantasy open world called Magellan. Play as Jax, a former soldier navigating factions, magic, and advanced technology. Explore deserts, mountains, and cities while completing quests, fighting enemies, and making choices that affect alliances and endings. Combat combines melee, ranged, and magical abilities. Side missions, hidden treasures, and dynamic encounters enrich exploration. Elex delivers freedom, epic storytelling, and a massive open world blending science fiction and fantasy. Elex 2 expands the open world of Magellan with new biomes, factions, and quests. Play as Jax, returning to confront threats that could destroy the planet. Combat blends jetpacks, melee, ranged weapons, and magic for tactical freedom. Explore forests, icy mountains, deserts, and alien landscapes filled with enemies, secrets, and dynamic events. Choices shape the story and world state. Elex 2 combines exploration, decision-making, and RPG depth into a sprawling, living, cinematic open-world adventure. Greedfall transports players to a 17th century fantasy island full of magic, factions, and political intrigue. Play as Desardet, navigating exploration, diplomacy, and combat across forests, cities, mountains, and swamps. Choices affect alliances, quests, and story outcomes. Combat mixes melee, ranged, and magic, while crafting, dialogue, and stealth deepen strategy. Side missions and secrets reward exploration. Greedfall delivers a rich, narrative-driven open world with freedom, strategy, and immersive storytelling at every turn. Ghostwire Tokyo immerses players in a supernatural open world overrun by spirits and mysterious disappearances. Play as Akito or KK, wielding elemental powers to battle yokai and uncover hidden mysteries. Explore streets, alleys, and rooftops of a beautifully recreated Tokyo with dynamic weather and neon visuals. Side quests, collectibles, and environmental storytelling reward exploration. Ghostwire blends action, mysticism, and a living city world, creating a cinematic, eerie, and unforgettable open-world experience. Saints Row the Third Remastered drops players into Steelport, a vibrant, chaotic open world filled with crime, mayhem, and over-the-top action. Play as the boss leading the Saints, completing story missions, side activities, and absurd events. Drive cars, fly vehicles, and unleash crazy weapons while interacting with a living, reactive city. Humor, freedom, and chaos define the experience. The remaster enhances visuals and performance, keeping the game's cinematic, open-world fun fully intact for modern platforms. Saints Row 2022 drops players into a vibrant, chaotic open world filled with gangs, skyscrapers, and wild activities. Play as the boss, creating your own character and leading the Saints through over-the-top missions and urban mayhem. Vehicles, weapons, and dynamic events let you wreak havoc in any way you like. Side quests, collectibles, and emergent gameplay make the city feel alive. Saints Row 2022 blends humor, freedom, and cinematic action in an open-world playground. The Forest immerses players in a terrifying open-world survival experience. After a plane crash, you explore dense forests, caves, and rivers while scavenging for resources, crafting weapons, and building shelters. Dynamic weather and day-night cycles impact survival. Hostile mutants and cannibalistic tribes create constant tension, making every exploration dangerous. Side quests, hidden caves, and environmental storytelling reward curiosity. The Forest combines survival, horror, and exploration into a tense, cinematic, open-world adventure where danger lurks everywhere. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 throws players into a massive open-world Marvel universe filled with heroes, villains, and iconic locations. Play as Spider-Man, Iron Man, and dozens of other heroes using unique powers to explore, solve puzzles, and complete missions. Time-traveling storylines and dynamic environments keep the world engaging. Side quests, collectibles, and team combos encourage experimentation. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 blends humor, action, and freedom into a vibrant cinematic open-world experience. LEGO DC Supervillains flips the superhero formula, letting players explore an open world as iconic villains. Customize your own character and team up with classic DC villains to complete missions, solve puzzles, and cause chaos. Cities, hideouts, and secret areas are full of collectibles, side quests, and dynamic events. Humor, freedom, and creativity shine in this playful open-world adventure. LEGO DC Supervillains delivers cinematic action, exploration, and chaos in a LEGO-style DC universe. Shenmue 3 continues the epic open-world adventure of Ryo Hazuki. Explore villages, towns, forests, and temples in a detailed living world. Engage in martial arts combat, minigames, and side quests while unraveling a story of revenge, mystery, and honor. NPCs have schedules and lives of their own, making the world feel alive. Exploration, storytelling, and cinematic presentation combine to deliver a nostalgic yet fresh open-world experience for fans of immersive, story-driven RPGs. The Outer Worlds immerses players in a vibrant sci-fi open world filled with planets, colonies, and corporations. Play as a customizable protagonist navigating political intrigue, factions, and moral choices. Explore towns, forests, and alien landscapes while completing quests, discovering secrets, and upgrading weapons and abilities. Combat is tactical, blending ranged and melee options. Dynamic NPC interactions and branching dialogue make the world feel alive. The Outer Worlds blends exploration, choice, and cinematic storytelling in a sci-fi sandbox. Atlas Fallen plunges players into a massive, mystical desert world filled with elemental powers and towering enemies. Explore vast landscapes, ancient ruins, and dynamic environments while mastering weapons and magical abilities. Combat is fluid, combining ranged attacks, melee, and environmental interactions. Side quests, hidden secrets, and dungeons reward exploration. The world reacts to your choices and actions. Atlas Fallen blends exploration, action, and cinematic storytelling into a stunning open-world fantasy adventure. Far Cry New Dawn returns to Hope County after a nuclear apocalypse, transforming the world into a vibrant, chaotic wasteland. Play as a survivor rebuilding communities while taking down ruthless gangs. The open world is packed with forests, mountains, and towns filled with secrets, collectibles, and side missions. Combat is explosive, with vehicles, weapons, and dynamic encounters. New Dawn blends exploration, crafting, and high-stakes action in a post-apocalyptic, open-world playground full of chaos and freedom. Assassin's Creed Mirage immerses players in 9th century Baghdad, blending rich history with stealth-based open-world exploration.
Play as Basim, mastering parkour, assassination, and strategy to navigate alleys, markets, and palaces. Side quests, hidden secrets, and dynamic NPCs make the city feel alive. Combat emphasizes precision and choice, with multiple approaches for every mission. Mirage delivers a cinematic, story-driven open-world experience focused on stealth, exploration, and historical immersion in a beautifully recreated Baghdad. Watch Dogs Legion immerses players in a near-future London under authoritarian control. Recruit every NPC to build your team, each with unique abilities to fight back against oppressive forces. Explore a detailed open world filled with dynamic events, side missions, and hidden secrets. Vehicles, gadgets, and hacking mechanics provide creative freedom in missions. Legion combines narrative, strategy, and exploration in a living city where choices and actions shape the outcome, delivering cinematic, open-world fun. Death Stranding Director's Cut enhances the original post-apocalyptic journey, offering new missions, equipment, and gameplay mechanics. Play as Sand Porter Bridges, delivering vital cargo across haunting, desolate landscapes while facing supernatural entities. Explore mountains, rivers, and abandoned towns with strategic traversal, environmental challenges, and dynamic weather. Side missions and player-created structures add depth. Director's Cut combines cinematic storytelling, emotional depth, and immersive open-world exploration for a richer, more engaging survival adventure. Red Dead Online expands the epic Wild West of Red Dead Redemption 2 into a shared open world. Play solo or with friends, taking on missions, hunting, trading, and exploring forests, plains, and towns. Engage in PvP battles, dynamic events, and emergent encounters with other players. Build your character, upgrade gear, and experience seasonal content. Red Dead Online blends freedom, storytelling, and social interaction, delivering a living, cinematic Wild West sandbox full of adventure. Kenna Bridge of Spirits immerses players in a magical, open-world environment filled with forests, villages, and mystical ruins. Play as Kenna, a young spirit guide, using her staff, magic, and wrought companions to solve puzzles, battle corrupted spirits, and explore. Side quests, collectibles, and environmental storytelling enrich the experience. Dynamic animation and cinematic visuals make the world feel alive. Kenna blends exploration, combat, and heartfelt storytelling into a visually stunning and emotionally engaging open-world adventure. Kenna Bridge of Spirits immerses players in a magical, open-world environment filled with forests, villages, and mystical ruins. Play as Kenna, a young spirit guide, using her staff, magic, and wrought companions to solve puzzles, battle corrupted spirits, and explore. Side quests, collectibles, and environmental storytelling enrich the experience. Dynamic animation and cinematic visuals make the world feel alive. Kenna blends exploration, combat, and heartfelt storytelling into a visually stunning and emotionally engaging open-world adventure.